Let's make our way to the center part of our mat, or wherever, really, and cross your legs in whichever way you see fit, or have them out front, whatever is comfortable for you. Just so that you can settle yourself in, nestling your bum cheeks down into the floor and any other parts of your body that press down into the mat, so that they are pressed firmly, but with a relaxation in them as well. And then lengthen out your spine by reaching the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Let your shoulders relax and bring your hands to wherever you feel them to be most comfortable. Let's start by taking a nice long breath in through the nose. And then out through the mouth. And then closing your eyes gently as you do this. And take as many deep inhales and exhales as you think you need to relax yourself. You may just need the one, or maybe you need 10, depending on how your day is going. As long as you can start to allow yourself to let go of the things that are happening around you, what has happened earlier today or this week, or what's to come this weekend or into next week. You are here right now for the next 45 minutes on your mat. And also maybe see if you can identify any areas of your body that feel like they could do with a little extra attention. And maybe even extending that out to if there's any parts of your mental state that could do with any extra attention. Just being aware of those areas. Seeing if you can try and remind yourself of them as we work through today. And nice and slowly, when you next inhale, let's slowly begin to let our arms float up towards the ceiling. And when you reach the top of your inhale, let your fingertips touch. And as you exhale slowly, draw your hands down past your face towards your chest. And then just gently rest your thumbs on your sternum. Good, and just tense the muscles in your shoulders and your shoulder blades and release. And then do the same with your bum and your hips and release. And then your toes and your ankles and release. Good. Turn your head to the left. And then round to the right. And then back to center. Good, let's just shake out our wrists and just wiggle our fingers and roll our shoulders. Before making our way onto our mat into an all fours position. With our hands evenly spread across the mat. And our knees are underneath our hips. Our toes are tucked. And we're just going to move gently through some cat-cow movements. Okay, so inhaling strongly, letting your stomach dip, and you're looking forwards. For exhaling, pressing the floor away with your hands and lifting right from the center of your back. Good, just keep these movements nice and fluid. Good, and then the next time you come to a neutral spine, stay there. Good, we're going to slide our left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Now press your left heel back so you can feel your calf stretching. Good, bring your right hand a little bit further forwards than your left. Take your right toes out more towards the right hand side for stability. And then we're going to come down on the heel of the left foot, pressing down the outer edge of our foot, so we can lift the inner arches of our feet. Good, now windmill your left arm all the way around and up towards the ceiling, giving yourself a big long stretch. Good, then bring that hand back so it's pointing towards the front of the room. So you're stretching out the side of your body as well. Good, now from here, see if you can turn your chest and your head more towards the ceiling. Good, before bringing that hand back down towards the floor, flipping back onto your left toes. Right hand, I'll get my left and right mixed up here. Right hand comes back in line with the left and bring your right toes back into alignment. Good, press through that left heel and look forwards. Good, breathe. Good, now we're going to inhale and draw that left knee underneath us and see if you can step it so it comes up in between your hands. If you don't quite make it, you can also just shimmy it up. Good. Now inhale. Let's lift into a low lunge. Good. And then from here, see if you can lift your back knee away from the floor so you come up into a high lunge. Good. Keep that bend nice and strong into your left knee. Good. Now leading with your right hand. We're going to go down again towards the floor, turning to the left, reaching that left arm up, like we were doing before, but this time with the back knee raised. Good. Reach that left arm over your head so you're stretching the left side of your body again. And again, turn a little bit more towards the ceiling. Good. Before releasing everything back down towards the floor. Dropping your back knee down towards the floor and then sliding that left leg back so we come back onto all fours. Good, give your tailbone a wiggle and your shoulders. Good, and then gently transition from that sideways movement into a cat-cow. Inhaling, stomach dips. Exhaling, pressing the floor away and lifting from the center of your back. Until you bring yourself back to a neutral spine. Bring your hands forwards towards the top of the mat and let your chest dip down. Good. Draw your hands back towards you. Left hand goes forwards this time as you reach your right foot towards the back of the room. Toes on the floor, heel back, stretch out your calf. Good. Left toes come a little bit further out to the left as you lower your right heel down towards the floor. Good. Big windmill with your right hand. Loop it round and up, turning to the right. Good, then shift that right arm back towards the front so you're stretching the right side of your body. Good, now lean into your left foot a bit here so you can turn more towards the ceiling. Breathe. Good, and then when you're ready, turn yourself back towards the floor. Bring everything back into alignment. Press through that right heel, look forwards. Good, when you're ready, inhale, draw the knee underneath you and step your right foot up in between your hands. Good, inhale to lift yourself up into a low lunge. Good, make sure that your back toes are tucked because we're gonna lift ourselves off and up into a high lunge. Good, hold yourself nice and steady. When you're ready, let's go down with the left hand towards the floor. Keep that right arm lifting. Good, then reach that right hand towards the front so you can stretch the sides of your body again. Good, breathe. Good, when you're ready, turn yourself back towards the floor. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Slide your left leg back. Good, hands go underneath your shoulders again. Wiggle your tailbone. Good, slide your hands all the way to the top of your mat, keeping your hips over the top of your knees. See if you can lower your chest down. into puppy pose. Breathe. Good. Let's draw our hands back towards the top of the mat. Make sure your toes are tucked. Let's lift our knees away from the floor and make our way back into downward facing dog. Good. Now in turn, lift your left foot 2 inches away from the floor, down, and then lift your right. Good. Now keep this movement going. Just shifting that weight from side to side. And then pause there. Good. Now inhale strongly. Draw yourself forwards into a plank. Option to lower your knees to the mat if you wish, or keep them raised if you would prefer. When you're ready, take a long breath in and look forwards. And then bending your elbows, lower yourself down towards the floor. Pull yourself forwards and up into a cobra. Breathe. Good, then shift yourself back, tucking your toes up into downward facing dog. Good, go back into lifting that foot on each side away from the floor. Good, then pause there. Look between your hands. Either step, run, or fly to the top of the mat. So you come to folding over your legs. Good, now let the whole of the top part of your body hang nice and loose, including your neck and head. But keep the legs feeling strong, like you're trying to squeeze the two legs towards one another. Good, now nice and slowly, let's roll up. Good, once you come to standing, interlace your fingers and then send your palms up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Good, bring your hands back down towards your waist. Good, just bend each knee in turn like you're doing a standing mince. Just to loosen your hips from side to side. Good. Pause there. And then when you're ready, press the weight into the right foot. Lift your left leg up and away from the floor. So we're going into a one leg balance here. Good, flex the toes. Now when you're ready, we're gonna slowly tilt our body forwards and we're gonna step that left foot 3/4 of the way back to the back of the mat so you can bring the heel down. Good, now bend deeply into that front knee. We're gonna switch between those two positions just a little bit quicker. So when you're ready, inhale, lift all the way up to that one leg balance. Exhale, back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Last one. Inhale, lift. Pause there. Good. Now see if you can straighten that left foot forwards. And then squeeze it back in and lower it back down towards the floor. Good. Again, do that standing mince where you're bending your knees in turn. And then we're going to do the same thing just on the other side. So when you're ready, press the weight into the left foot and start to lift the right foot away from the floor. Flex the toes, breathe, hold yourself nice and steady. Good, when you're ready, slowly tilt your body forwards and step that foot back 3/4 of the way back of the mat so you can still get the heel down onto the floor, bending into the front knee. Good. Again, we're going to move into quicker versions of flipping between those two poses. So when you're ready, inhale, lift, exhale, back. Inhale, lift, exhale, back. Inhale, lift, exhale, back. Inhale, lift, exhale, back. And then the last one, inhale, lift. Again, see if you can straighten your foot towards the front. And then squeeze it in and bring it back down towards the floor. Good. Inhale, bend your knees and lift your arms so you come into a soft chair pose. And then we're going to start to sink ourselves down towards the floor. Now take all 10 toes away from the floor as you sink deeper and deeper and deeper. Good, until eventually folding over your legs, stepping yourself back into a plank. Good, lowering yourself down through chaturanga. Curl yourself up and back into a cobra. Breathe. And then tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Good, again, look between your hands. Either run, step, or fly to the top of your mat. Good, so you come folded over your legs. Again, we're going to bend our knees really deeply here. So you're almost coming down into a squat. Lift your arms, and we're going to do the reverse of what we just did. Okay, so we're going to start to soften our chair pose slowly until eventually we reach standing. Hands above our heads. Good. While your arms are lifted, take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Pull that arm up a little higher. And then tilt yourself over to the left-hand side. Good. Again, inhale, come back to center, swap over your hands, pull that arm up, and then tilt over to the other side. Good. Come back to center, and then bring your hands down by your side. Breathe. That mountain pose where you can close your eyes and gather your breath. You should still be at the top of the mat. Good. When you're ready, bring your hands to your waist. Bring your left knee up like you did before, and then immediately start to send it back. So we find ourselves back into our warrior one. Good. Now inhale, we're going to lift our arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to do what we did last time, this time bringing the arms in. Okay, so when you're ready, inhale, lift and take the arms back. Exhale, back and take the arms up. Good. Inhale, lift and take the arms back. Exhale, reverse. Good. Keep moving. Good. Next time that you come back towards your warrior one, this time keep your feet where they are. Fold the body forwards into a bow. Good. Hold it there. Keep reaching those hands back towards the back of the room. Good. Now nice and slowly, windmill those hands forwards. And up, warrior one, and then step yourself towards the top of the mat. Good, hands come back down to the waist, lift your right foot away from the floor, and then step yourself back into your warrior one. Good, make sure that you're happy with your stance of your feet and that everything feels good. Bending into that front knee. Hips are trying to face towards the front of the room. And you're getting that nice strong stretch going down the back of your right leg. Good. When you're ready, let's lift our arms. And we're going to begin the same movements just on the other side. So when you're ready, inhale, lift and send your hands back. Exhale, reverse. Good. Inhale, lift, send those hands back. Exhale, lift. Good. Keep these movements going. Good. Now, when you're ready, we're going to take that last pose all the way to the back of the mat. Keep the foot where it is as you reach forwards with your hands into a bow. Keep the hands moving back towards the back of the room. See how low you can reach your chest towards the top of your left knee. Good. When you're ready, slowly begin to reverse it all the way back up. Good. And then step yourself back towards the top of the mat. Hands down by your side. Mountain pose. And breathe. So just take a moment here to gather your breath and calm your mind. Good, and then when you're ready, just start to bring yourself back. By blinking your eyelids open, we're going to move into a balance pose. Good, so we're going to start by shifting the weight down our right leg and then bending the left knee. Now, if you can take hold of the foot with your left hand, go for it. If this is not possible, then just reach for it to the best of your ability. Okay, you can do the same thing in what we're going to do next. So if you've managed to take hold of your foot, or even if you haven't, lift the other arm up towards the ceiling. Good, then we're going to start to tilt from the pelvis forwards. And get as far forwards as you can. Now, if you've got hold of your foot, you can kick into your hand, which might help lift your leg just a little bit higher. If you're unable to take hold of your your foot, you don't have this advantage. So instead, just see if you can play more around with tilting your body forwards. Good, then wherever you are, slowly draw yourself back up, let go of your foot, and bring everything back down to your mountain pose. Good, then shake out the standing leg. Good, and breathe. Just find your breath before we start to set ourselves up on the other side. So as before, taking the weight into the left foot, bending the right knee, either taking hold of that foot or not, lifting the left arm up, and then slowly tilting forwards. See if you can find something in the room that doesn't move and focus on it. Keep your breathing nice and slow. Good. Few more breaths See if you can hold it nice and steady. Good, then when you're ready, slowly start to reach yourself back up. Let go of your foot and bring everything back to its mountain pose, shaking out your standing leg. Give it a shake. And again, breathe in your mountain pose. Good, and wherever you are, make your way back towards the top of your mat. We're going to inhale to reach our hands up towards the ceiling, lengthening out our body and spine. And then folding, bending our knees, taking ourselves down towards the floor. Good, when you're ready, step both feet back so you end up in a plank. Option to bring the knees to the floor if you wish. Good, then begin to lower yourself down through chaturanga and then curl it up and back into cobra. Good, squeeze your bum muscles here and imagine that you have something between your heels and you're squeezing them as well. Smile, breathe. Good, shift your hips up and back and come all the way back into your child's pose. And again, breathe. Good, nice and slowly. Draw yourself back up onto all fours, tuck your toes, and take yourself up and back into downward facing dog. Good, now inhale, draw your right knee underneath your chest, squeeze it up as you pull your body forwards. As you get towards your hands, place that knee down right in between your hands. Good, and then look forwards. Good, now we're going to shift ourselves so we're onto our bum on the right hand side. Okay, so shift yourself over to your right hip and then we're going to turn the heel down so that the foot is still flat down onto the floor, or you're pressing in either to the inside edge or the outside edge of your foot, depending on your ankle flexibility. Good. Then from here, I want to see if you can turn and look towards the front, even with this leg tucked up underneath you. So it'll be different for every person. So just move that chest around until it can point towards the front of the room to the best of your ability. And then we're going to bring ourselves down onto our forearms, continuing to look forwards. Keep pressing that left foot into the mat. Good, then when you're ready, start to draw your hands back towards you. Come back up onto the toes of your left foot and bring your knee back so it's sliding underneath your body. Good, then press that leg back so you come back into a plank. Again, option to bring your knees to the floor here as well, if you wish. Look forwards, roll your shoulders back, and then roll yourself down on a reverse cobra, okay? So hips come down first, then belly, and then chest. Good, untuck your toes and reach your hands forwards to make yourself as long as possible. Good, then when you're ready, we're going to lift our arms and our legs straight up towards the ceiling. So just exhale fully to prepare. And then as you next inhale, lift. Arms, chest, legs. Squeeze all those muscles that are helping you to stay there. Breathe. And then release. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So when you're ready, empty your lungs on a big exhale. And then as you inhale, lift. See if you can look towards the floor here to lengthen out your neck. Squeeze everything. And release. One more. So when you're ready, exhale fully. And on your inhale, lift. See if you can lift everything just a tiny, tiny centimeter higher. And then release. Good, draw your hands back so that they're underneath your shoulder. Tuck your toes. Press yourself to all fours. And then back into a child's pose. Untuck your toes here. And if it feels good, bring your hands to either rest underneath your forehead or to wrap around your body into a full restorative child's pose. Whatever is most comfortable for you. Good, and then begin to roll the body up so that you're sitting on your heels. Now we're going to do some shoulder work, so if you don't like sitting on your heels or if it's uncomfortable, you can shift yourself round to sit on your bum instead if you prefer. Good, let's start by wrapping our left arm around our body. Good, and then wrapping the other arm in the same way, just underneath. Good. Now again, empty your breath. And as you inhale, lift the elbows as high as you can. Breathe. When you next exhale, lower the elbows and then roll forwards to stretch out your shoulder blades. Good. Roll yourself all the way back up. Change the cross of your arms. Okay, so open them wide, puff your chest, and then whichever one you had on top, change it. Good. Again, inhale. Lift those elbows as high as you can. And then as you exhale, bring them down and roll forwards. Good, and then bring yourself back up. Open your arms, take them wide, open your chest. Good, taking our hands down to the floor, just behind our bum, fingers pointing forwards. Lean into your hands Now, depending on whether you have your legs crossed and you're sitting on the floor or if you're on your knees like I am, doesn't matter. I want you to lift your hips straight up towards the ceiling. And if you can, tilt your head to look at the ceiling as well. I can't because there's a wall in the way. Hold it there and breathe. And then lower. Bring yourself back to your seated position. Good. Wherever you are, shift yourself onto your bum. Swing your legs around and then lengthen them out towards the front. Now keep the toes curling back towards you and see if you can straighten out your spine by lifting your chest and taking your shoulders back. Good. We're going to bring our hands so they're parallel to the floor, palms pointing down. Good. Now trying to keep your back as straight as possible. Take a long breath in. And as you exhale, start to roll yourself back, pressing the heels down as firmly as you can into the floor. And come all the way down until you get down fully onto the mat. Good. Just take a moment to note how nice it feels to be flat on your back on the floor, not needing any energy. And then when you next inhale, draw your knees in towards your chest. Squeeze them up and then gently do circles slowly around the muscles of the entirety of your mid and lower back. So moving across the spine, down the left-hand side or right, crossing over again, and then moving up. Good. Whichever direction you're moving, take it in the opposite direction. Good. Then gently bring your feet flat down onto the floor, just behind your bum. Reach your fingers forwards, just seeing if you can graze the back of your legs. Good. And then when you're ready, press down with your feet and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Bring your chin towards your chest. Keep lifting as high as you can. If you can, maybe shift your shoulder blades underneath you and interlace your fingers under your bum. Keep pressing and lifting. And then begin to lower all the way to the floor. Good. Take the feet so they're a little wider, but the knees can fall in and touch. Take your arms over your head and reach them towards the back of the room. Good. Then just gently move your knees from side to side. Gentle windmilling of your legs from side to side. Good, and then when you're ready, on the next time that your knees cross towards the top, pause there. Bring your hands back down, either to rest on your belly or down onto the floor. Slowly start to press your feet forwards. until you come to lying flat down on the floor. Then take a nice long breath in through your nose. And then let it go. And then just bring one of your hands to your belly, if there isn't a hand there already. And see if you can use this as a guide to send your breathing towards. So next time you inhale, see if you can inflate that area that sits underneath your belly button, of which your hand is resting on. And as you exhale, feel that area deflate and go back towards the spine. So that gentle inhalation and inflation, and then exhalation and deflation. As you begin to soften the muscles around your eyes, and let your jaw go slack, and let your tongue broaden. Enjoy that moment of quiet stillness. And then when you're ready, slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and your nose. And nice and slowly start to draw your knees in towards your chest. And make your way in whatever fashion you see fit back towards your seated position. With your hands somewhere nice and relaxed, either on your knees or in your lap. Crown of your head reaching towards the ceiling. And your shoulders relaxed. Take a long breath in through your nose. And then sigh it out. As you begin to flutter your eyelids open. Thank you for joining today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday and, of course, your weekend. But to all of us here who have practiced together, but most importantly, to yourselves, you can bow and say, Namaste.